one of my passions, of course, is our budget, or more say our spending. And it's more into figure out what we spend and then to be able to share it with people too. But I also love tracking all our spending in only 4 categories. So it's not necessarily a budget per se, it's what we spend. And then looking at it, the trends throughout like the whole year or a couple of years, just to see what we're spending. So this month we were mainly in the van. And this is the month of October that I'm going to go through the spending. We had the van for the most part. We were in Greece for a couple of days. We had one small flight from Santorini back to Athens in these numbers. But thought it'd be a good idea to do it. We are at a Days Inn in Tacoma, and that kind of matches who we are and how we like to spend. Do we have the ability to spend and go sit in a, Hilton or a Marriott or something? Yeah, we do. But this is our choice based on this is easy. We're only going to be here a couple days. And these are fine. They're not going to be as comfortable as your higher end, but we'll save those higher ends for when we're in a good location or such. So anyway, this month or October for weekly, which is kind of our catch-all category, includes any spending that we have outside of travel, entertainment, or lodging. So that includes food, clothes, any extras that we purchased this month or the month of October. Bought boys noise canceling earbuds for the plane, which was about $300. A couple other big dinners that we had in there. We normally try and spend around $2,000. This month in October we spent $2,400. For entertainment, we only had Jonas Brothers. Most entertainment was via the Escapers Convergence in Albuquerque or boondocking with friends. So entertainment was inexpensive. We normally spend around $500 a month, or that's over the whole year, $6,000. Lodging, we spent $800, which seems high because we stayed in a few campgrounds here or there, mainly state parks, and but we boondocked a lot. But $300 of that was the Escapers Albuquerque balloon fiesta that we spent on that. We had a couple hotels and a couple campgrounds, so not bad. We budget $2,000 for lodging and we spent $800. Travel, this we budget or look to spend about $1,500 a month, spread out over the full year. Spread out. Sometimes we spend $500, sometimes we spend $2,500. But anyway, we spent $700. And we only had one flight in there, and that was to within Greece from Santorini to Athens. And so it was mainly fuel, and that seems like a lot. I know fuel prices are high, but we didn't really travel that much. We went from Albuquerque to Phoenix and around that, the Phoenix area stuff. So that was higher than I expected. And I look at that number, and the reason I like to track that is we're spending less than that to go round trip to Italy in a number of days from now. And so you look at that and see, was it worth it on the van? Now the van saved us money on lodging, so it kind of works out. So for the month of October, we spent $4,000. Normally we budget like the $6,000. So this is where it comes into play, where you can have high months and low months, and then this $2,000 basically will carry over into the other months that'll be higher, and we'll have more stuff going on. We won't be on the van, we'll be international or such. So it was a good month. We enjoyed it being on the van, but it's not every month's going to be that amount. The way we travel with the variety and the needs to move all the time, that's one reason we have $700 or $600 in fuel. You can go much cheaper than that. You can lodging. We could have boondocked the entire time and actually not had any lodging expenses for the month outside of the Escapers Convergence. So you can really go much lower than this. We had some big dinners and a couple, like I said, the earbuds on the weekly. So if you take those out of the equation, you can go much lower. Now next month, which will be November, will include our trip to Italy. And so we'll have a rental car in there, we'll have train expenses, we'll have housing. We're meeting our friends from Germany there, so we'll have a little bit different expenses in November, but it'll still be relatively okay because the round trip flights were cheap. And then come December, we're going to be back in Tacoma doing stuff. So anyway, December should be a lower month also, but then that'll help build up the amounts for our future months that are higher. So I'll go through really quick what we have for carryover, and this is the important part of how we budget, is the carryover. So food and dining, it's now not really a carryover, it's more in the lodging, so in the travel. So we had $3,100 coming into the month of November, and normally we quote quote have $2,000, so we carried over $1,100 into November. And then for travel, entertainment, we also carried over, but that's fairly minor amount. For travel, we carried $4,400 into November. So that then allows us to have a little bit more to spend when we're in Italy or whatever the next thing, for when we travel more. We have more flights and such. And we will have more flights in November and December. So that's basically it in a nutshell. We love to follow people and see what they have for spending before we started traveling full time. So that's why we want to do these. It's kind of interesting to see what people spend. You can spend much less than this. You can spend much more than this. If you don't have a van, we don't have any loans, so we have no loan expenses. This all includes all the insurance, everything else. I don't prorate it per month. It's more when it comes out. And so that's it. So we need to pick up the phone here and see who's calling us, but go ahead and give us a thumbs up if you like the video, and we'll produce another one in November if you like it or not. And if you have comments on how we budget or anything like that, or expenses, because again, this is very variable to us and we have the money to do so, but we choose, like I said, where the day's in right now, it was $80 a night. But leave your comments below if you do. Definitely subscribe. We have a lot of stuff coming up with the van build, Italy, New York City for New Year's Eve, all, on and on and on. So please subscribe. We would love to have you follow along. So we will see you next month. Have a good day.
Check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys. Sound right, boys.